Mike Pennacchi with Network Protocol Specialists, LLC. And trying to find a device on the network can be very challenging. In this video, we're going to look at how we use the bridge forwarding tables on switches to locate which switch and port a device is connected to. So I hope you find this video useful and it keeps you from having to tug on cables and dig around in those wiring closets. So let's go in and find a device 10.0.11.103. I want to find out what switch port it's connected to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out on my Mac, and this would work the same on Windows, and I'm going to say ping 10.0.11.103. I'll hit enter. I'm going to ping the device. Now, I'll hit Control C. When I went out to ping it, this looked in the ARP cache to see if it was in there. If it wasn't, it sent out an ARP request, got an ARP reply, so we would expect it would be in the ARP cache. So I'm going to say, let me just clear this to make the screen easier to read. I'm going to say ARP -A. I want to see the list of devices in my ARP cache. So if I come in here, there's that device I'm looking for right there, 10.0.11.103. So I'm going to grab its MAC address right here, and I'm going to do a Control C. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come back here to my switches. Now, in this network, I happen to be using Netgear GS108Ts. I can't overemphasize how important it is to use managed switches. So these switches support SNMP. I can come in and configure them. Very important. I don't care what size network you have. Use your managed switches. So I'm going to come into switching. And we're going to go to address table. Now, every single switch, I don't care if it's managed or unmanaged, has a bridge forwarding table. And this bridge forwarding table contains the source MAC address of devices and the port that they're on. So every time a device sends a packet, the switch will come in and look at the source MAC address and associate that with the port on which it was received. So what I want to do is I want to find out where that MAC address for 10.0.11.103 is. So in this case, they've got to search. It really doesn't work that well. So I'm going to do a find. I'm going to put that MAC address in there, and it tells me right here that that MAC address I'm looking for is on interface gig 3. Now you notice that's on gig 3, that's on gig 3, that's on gig 3. There's a number of devices on gig 3. That means that that is probably the uplink from another switch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to ports. Now this is another important tip. When you go in and set up your switches, if they have the ability to put in a description, put a description in there. So here I've gone in and said, oh, port 3, that is Studio Switch 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to follow that path. I'm going to go to Studio Switch 1. I'm going to go to switching. I'm going to go to address table. And I am going to search for that MAC address right there. And there it is. It tells me that that MAC address is connected to interface gig 2. Now you notice that if I come in here and I say G2, let's give it a try. Oh, right there, there's only one device on interface gig 2. So that tells us we reached the end of our search. The device we're looking for, 10.0.11.103, is connected to interface gig 2 of Studio Switch 1. That is how we can use the bridge forwarding tables on our switches to identify where a device is connected without spending hours trying to trace cables. So I hope you found this tech tip useful. Check out our other tech tips. There's lots of good information out there.